Hello and good evening, everybody. I am theRPGchick, and I will be closing out this marathon for all of you lovely folks. I am just kind of waiting for Kay to come back. But in the meantime, hopefully I sound okay with the music. It's not, one or the other is not too terribly loud. I say, of course, as the music starts to get softer. But yeah, if I need to change my volume or the music volume, just let me know. So hopefully she'll be back soon and we can get this rolling, because I think English was in the lead for now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And Kay is back as well. Fantastic. I'm gonna turn the music down just a little bit then. So that music is a rolling incentive. We can switch it up almost at any time. So if you decide, hey, all of a sudden I want to listen to the Japanese soundtrack, you let me know by donating. And then Kay will be like, hey, change it.
Hey, RPGchick, change it.
God.
God.
Alright, I think we're ready to go. 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Good luck.
So, for those of you who might not have ever seen this game before, because it is a niche little PS1 game, this is Rhapsody. And it does have a DS version as well, which is not as good in my opinion, but that's fine. So, it stars this lovely little girl here, Cornette, who I guess is not that little. She's probably about 16 or so. And she is currently dreaming of her prince, who she's madly in love with, even though she's never met him before.
She totally just found him.
Absolutely. And that's her puppet friend, Kururu, who just smacked her with a fan. So, this game does not take itself very seriously, and it's also very Disney-esque at the same time, which you will very quickly see as we go through the songs in this game. But yeah, the pixel art is absolutely gorgeous. It is... I don't remember how late in the PS1 library this is. But anyway, so Cornette has a magical horn, and it grants her wishes, but most of her wishes involve having friends. So she can play her horn and have these things join her party as puppets. So that's going to be our first teammate right over there. That's Shartae. And she is a holy puppet. And she's going to be the backbone of our run and our healer.
Her name is Cornet, but it should have been Hornet because she plays the horn.
I was waiting for that. No lie, I was waiting for that.
Darn.
So that's our grandpa, and our grandpa's like, we could use some inotium, which kind of doubles for currency in this world. Would you please go out and scrounge some up? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into the woods and we're gonna dig for money. Because that's a thing you do in this world. And we're going to be coming in and out of the Wonderwoods quite a lot. And Kururu here is making fun of Cornette because she's like, oh, well, you'd rather be here with your prince, wouldn't you? And of course, Cornette would rather be here with her prince. So, welcome to the battle system. It is actually a tactical RPG. So, if Cornette dies, kind of like in Shining Force, it's game over. So you definitely do not want Cornette to die during any of the battles. It's also good if the puppets don't die, because you do have to go out of your way to Cornette's grandfather to fix them. But hopefully that will not be an issue. Sometimes it is, though. So now that the frogs have been defeated, because Cornette does not like slimy frogs, Kururu's like, hey, excuse me, I'm hungry, let's eat lunch. So Cornet agrees, and now Kururu wants Cornet to sing her favorite song, and this is not a song from any percent. So this is part of the all songs that you donated for. Enjoy it.
I remember the song, I've known it for so long, and it feels so good to hear. Sounds a little sad but sweet just the same. Lovely melody. Whenever I hear this song, I really don't know why. It makes me shed a little tear. But I'm sure my tears will soon disappear, because I know you're here. Whenever I am feeling sad and everything around looks bad, all I have to do is think of you. I know my dreams are waiting to come true. Let's go on with hope in our hearts. Love will surely show us how. Let's go on, our hearts filled with dreams. Let's go on and find them now.
Aha, you're funny. I wish I could sing that well.
Yeah, the sound is skipping a bunch. I don't know if that's actually like the game or what.
That is my really horrible PS1. I'm sorry about that. It's even, I hate to say it, it's probably even worse in Japanese. It might be a combination of the disc and the PS1. And unfortunately, I can't do too much about it. So, as we're gathering Inotium here in the woods, we get ambushed by this cat lady and her cats. And we're going to be seeing them a lot. So this is Miss Meow. She is one of the main villains of this game. Very appropriately named. And her cats are freaking adorable. So she's like, we are going to take your Inotium, haha. Just like that, literally. They're so adorable! So I'm going to be using the horn a lot. The horn not only powers up the puppets in terms of attack and defense, well, mostly attack power, but it also, it kind of raises up Cornet's reward gauge, and we're going to be using those rewards, quote unquote, later on in the run. So, Miss Meow is not happy that her cat's lost, so she summons a dragon to defeat us. And, Kuru's like, maybe we should hand over our Inotium after all, Cornet, because, you know, we kind of don't want to die here. Cornet is very stubborn, though, and she's like, no, I don't want to hand over the Inotium. And of course, just as things are looking bad... and worse. Dun da da da! Look at this handsome guy coming to save the day.
It's my prince! I will slay you!
So, yeah. Prince Ferdinand has come to save Cornet without even knowing who she is. But he also doesn't want to be found outside the palace, so he runs off very quickly without Cornet having said a word. Poor Cornet.
I love you, Desio!
So now Cornet is all... I didn't even get to talk to him! And Kururu's like, well, you know what? Why don't we go do something about this? You know, why don't we find something the prince actually likes and get to see him that way? We can ask around in the other village about it. So we're gonna go head to the capital town of Mother Green and find out what the prince likes. He went for cheesecake. I'd like to go for more cheesecake. So here in Mother Green, we are going to pick up our second party member. He is excellent. If I can walk through the doors. This is another game where you kind of like bounce off the walls like Lunar. So sometimes it's a little hard to go through doors. So we play our horn, and this egg dude joins our party.
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
And all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again.
Yes.
So,
his name is Kid.
It is. So we go in here and we find out that the prince really likes a fish from the woods called Bobo fish. And so Kururu's like, hey, that's a great idea. We can go catch some fish and then cook it for the prince and bring it to him. But we get interrupted by Cornet's childhood friend, Etoile. And Etoile, if she had voice acting, would have a naga laugh. Thank you. I was hoping you would do that. But Etoile is very rich and very high up in the social structure in this kingdom, and Cornet is very common, but the two of them are actually, surprisingly, really, really good friends. So Etoile basically comes to make fun of Cornet and then wanders off. So now that we've been introduced to Etoile, let's go get our fish. So we go back to the Wonderwoods yet again. This time, we are going for the fish. Delicious, delicious Bobo fish. Yeah, like toilet. And the fish are so excited, apparently, they jump out of the water. Because that's a thing fish do, right? Right? So this fight is a little bit harder than the ones we've done so far because these Bobo have a lot of HP. I don't really know why, but they do. I'm gonna need to slow those HP down a little bit more. So we do hope to get through these as fast as we can. Unfortunately, right now, Shartae only has a magic that's single target, but she will be getting another spell called Holy soon, and that will be an AoE spell. I'm gonna keep using Horn to power up these puppets, and Saint to keep knocking them down. Although Shartae might do a little bit more damage in attack power as long as she's got the Horn. Really? You couldn't kill that? Darn it. Darn it, game. Let's see, let's get rid of that Bobo fish. Also, the inputs are a little laggy in this game, even on console. So, if I do a dumb, that's why. Just FYI. Alright, this should be pretty much done. There we go. So, now we've got our Bobo fish. And a whole lot of levels. But, unfortunately, the smell of the fish has attracted some cats. And they're and this time, they want our fish instead of our money. And they call their buddies to help. Kururu's like, hey, Cornet, you can handle this, right? Of course she can. So now we're going to use the reward system. Her reward system is interesting. It's basically a bunch of sweet attacks. I know, they're so tasty. Can I reach them all from here? I hope I can. Oh, that was that was the wrong thing. That's alright. I get rid of them this way. I'm gonna get rid of the last Yanko. Bye, Yanko. Go away. Okay, so with our Bobo fish in hand, we have to go cook. Let's go cook. Go back home, cook the prince some delicious fish, right? Because the way to the prince's heart is through his stomach, yeah? And he'll love us forever if we feed him delicious Bobo fish. Absolutely. I'm gonna actually take this random encounter. So I really want Shartae to be level 8 before I get to a certain fight coming up in a little bit, because that is when she learns her holy AoE spell. And sometimes you can get there and sometimes you can't. It really does depend on how many random encounters you get stuck with. So I'm just trying to make things a little bit more assured here. So I might be taking a few extra fights than I usually do, just for the sake of getting through this a little bit easier. So we're back home, and we're gonna cook delicious, delicious fish. And hum while doing it, apparently. Antlers, no, it does not. Like, it does. I know how some tactics games are like that, but here, no, it definitely does not matter.
I love cooking.
So apparently, I guess it's a tuna steak, I guess, but it looks pretty tasty. So Kururu's like, hey, I know exactly how to get this to the prince. I know about a secret passage into the castle. Come on, I'll show you. So we're gonna follow...
Wait, Kururu, what are you doing with your free time that you know a secret passage into the castle?
Hey, no spoilers, no spoilers. We'll find out exactly how she knows later on. I promise. So, she takes us to the church graveyard, and it doesn't seem like there should be a secret passage, but there it is, right below that fake headstone there.
Hornet, you need to question this.
Exactly. So, the dungeons in this game are a little monotonous, but the rest of the game is so adorable that it doesn't matter. And it looks like that should have been the entryway to the castle, but it's not. Wow, I got absolutely no encounters. Oh boy, okay. I am not gonna hit level 8 before the fight after this one. So the switch on the floor is trapped, and the monsters drop down, but that's fine. We have Shartae on our side, and Shartae has Holy. And a lot of these monsters are weak to Holy, which is one of the reasons that she is very important for this run.
They're weak to Holy? Holy moly!
I love you, Kay.
I don't even feel bad about that one.
You shouldn't. You absolutely shouldn't. Yeah, I knew it. Shartae did not get a level. That's fine. It'll just take us a little bit longer to do the next fight.
There aren't any moles here, but soon we'll have a holy cow!
So, as they come up in the bathroom. And not just any bathroom, but the men's bathroom. But luckily, they come up in a stall that is out of service. I would hope so, right?
I expected the prince to be showering.
It's not that kind of game, Kay. God. But this is Minister Galonzo, and Galonzo, yes. And if you play this game casually, there are rumors that he is not a very handsome or a very nice man. But so that they don't get in trouble, Kururu tries to pretend that Cornet is just a secret admirer of his, and how she just has been so excited to meet him. But Cornet's like, no! He doesn't want her. She doesn't want him getting close to her, so she calls him a pervert, throws her fish in his face, and he calls monsters because he thinks we're trying to assassinate him. So normally, I would beat level 8 and I would have the holy spell and I could one-shot these skeletons, but that's totally fine. I've done this before without that.
If I was going to assassinate you with the fish, I would have poisoned it first, Baga! Okay. I don't think Kid's strong enough to take this. No, he is. Good job, Kid.
Yeah, I think Kay is still a little bit tired out, but that's alright. We love her anyway.
Yeah, in like an hour I'll start being normal. When the coffee kicks in.
So, their plans are bust. But, apparently, there is a beauty contest of sorts going on in Mother Green right now. And the winner of this contest actually gets to be a candidate to be the prince's bride. So we are going to go and enter that contest.
Nani? Watashi wa prince bride desu ka?
I'm gonna buy some teleporters so that I can get out of dungeons a little bit easier now and I don't have to walk back out. And we're gonna go to Mother Green and register for the contest. Sounds good? Sound good? Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay. So we go talk to this lady. She gives us the entry form. They kind of read over the directions together. And supposedly you need a dress to wear for the first round to kind of like showcase yourself a little bit. It's not about if the dress is pretty or not, but kind of like how you carry yourself in it. So here, of course, again, is Etsuele, who has already entered the contest. And is very shocked to find out that we've entered as well. And she basically tells us that there's no way that you could win because I'm rich and I've bought every single dress in town. Good luck finding something.
Darn it, Etsuele. Aren't you our friend? Let me borrow that dress. Aren't we friends? Friends?
So, Kururu suggests that we still go see the seamstress anyway, after suggesting we wear our underwear over our clothes. Because everybody's doing it, apparently. and we're gonna go talk to the seamstress and see maybe he can just do something anyway. But he tells us no, Etoile has definitely bought up everything in town, but there used to be an old theater company in the Wonderwoods. So, you know, why don't you go check there? Maybe you'll find something that you can use. So we're gonna go back to the Wonderwoods a third time and see if we can find a dress for ourselves.
I just learned that this game has 2 sequels.
2? I only thought there was 1. And I'm still trying to get Bowie to give it to me. Because I want that sequel that he has. Alright, so, on their way to search, they smell something absolutely delicious, and they find a restaurant in the back of the woods. So, of course, Kururu's stomach gets the best of her, and she's like, well, why don't we go eat first, and then we can find the theater and look for your dress. So, for those of you who've played Breath of Fire 2, you can probably figure out where this is going. So
Charcoal?
Yes, absolutely. So...
Delicious charcoal.
So the first sign on the wall says you have to tenderize the food. And then we get attacked by monsters. Alright, sure.
So yeah, the sequels are Little Princess, Maru Okoku no Ninkyo Hime 2, and Tenshi no Present Maru Okoku no Maru Okoku Monogatari, also known as Angel's Present, a Maru Kingdom story.
Oh, yeah, that one I hadn't heard of. The Little Princess I heard of. Alright, so we go into this next room, and it says, use salt to revitalize your body. So first it was exercise for tenderizing, and now they want us to use salt to revitalize our body. It's a little suspicious. It would be good if I could actually move to the right spot. Thank you. There we go. Now we're gonna go to one more room. Looks like a sauna in here. The last step is to, you know, relax with a little bit of heat, right? Sure. Ow, don't shoot my Shartay, please. It's not okay.
Okay, interesting. One of the characters in La Pucelle Tactics is a descendant of the characters in this game.
Yeah, that I knew about.
And one you might have noticed but didn't think of is Disgaea. Disgaea Hour of Darkness, the first one, has the shop name is Rosen.
Yep, I knew that too.
Which is the last name of Etoile, right?
Yep. So, so we get through the restaurant, and here's the cats again, and it looks like that big chef guy kind of wants to cook us. And Kururu is apparently ready to get tenderized. Well, I mean, I do like lore, so that's a big thing for me. That I couldn't answer, BGG, because I have not finished playing Disgaea 5. And the cats are down. So the nice thing about gaining levels in this game, every time you gain a level, HP and MP are automatically restored, which is very helpful. I mean, there are goddess statues that you can use as well, but they do take a few seconds. So we come back here, and it turns out this restaurant was the theater company. And as they're looking around, they spot that gigantic kangaroo dragon puppet thing called Elkun over there in the corner. And Kururu suggests, well, why don't you wear him as your dress for the first round of the contest? You know, nobody else will be wearing anything like it.
Kururu, I think you might be Kururu crazy.
Sometimes I think that Kururu just exists to make fun of Cornet. But yes, with our dress, quote-unquote, in tow, it's time to go and participate in the contest. So unfortunately, I cannot use teleporters in here. I have to get outside and one screen away as I overcome boss doors. Because boss doors are hard.
I keep noticing this little doll sitting around.
It's also a puppet, but it's not a puppet that joins your party. But you see them a lot. Also, hi to everybody that's joined since I started this run. It's good to see everybody here. I'm very, very happy.
Welcome, everyone. We're the RPG Valkyries, and this is the last game of our RPGs we love marathon, so definitely enjoy RPGchick. We're raising money to help get some of our Valkyries to RPG Limit Break in May, so thank you everyone who has donated so far.
Yep, and if you want me and some of the other Valkyries to sing along with one of these beautiful songs at the end of the run, you do have to meet that donation incentive before my time is up in this game, which is about 2 hours and 15 minutes, 2.5 hours away.
We are currently at $55 out of 300. So yeah, if you're listening to some of these songs and you're like, you know what, I want the Valkyries to sing that, please donate.
So a little story-wise, it turns out that this contest has 3 parts. In the first part, you have to showcase your dress and how you handle yourself in it. And then the second part is a battle royale, and the third part is a singing competition. So we find Etoile in the other room with her father, who is very angry with her, and just smacked her. I really want to smack him for that. Not cool, dude, not cool. Because she doesn't have any interest in marrying the prince, and that's pretty much the whole reason that her dad wants her to enter this contest anyway, because he wants her to become a candidate for the prince's bride. But she's very angry, and she's like, you're only concerned with moving up the social ladder, you don't care about me at all. And that's when he smacks her, and I really, really do not like this guy. Unfortunately, we don't get to smack him back, but the queen does yell at him and put him in his place later on. So it's a small consolation, not really a good one though. Excuse me. So we're moving on to the first round of the contest, where everybody will be showcasing their beautiful dresses, but we're only going to see a few of them, of course.
Twilight is the only one who really has like a really nice dress right here.
Well, that's not the actual competition. Here's the actual competition.
Oh, okay.
So here's some rando lady. I think her dress is absolutely adorable. I would wear it.
Thank you, rando lady.
And then, of course, here's Etoile. Despite having bought every dress in the city, is still wearing the same thing. And you know what? Her fan looks super powerful enough to, like, blow her dress and her hair around. I really want her fan. And here comes Cornet wearing Elkun, and the crowd basically just tackles her. Like, what are you doing here, you loser? And even Ferdinand is like, gee, I thought girls were supposed to wear nice dresses for contests like this. So Cornet gets very angry with Kururu and says that, hey, you just did all of this to make fun of me, didn't you? And they get into a fight, and Kururu runs off.
Fine, Kururu, run off! I don't need you anyway!
Exactly. So, here we see Etoile's dad trying to talk to her, but the queen is basically like, what the heck is wrong with you? How dare you try to just use your daughter to move up the social ladder? What kind of a father are you? Kururu is kind of a jerk sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. So now we're gonna move on to the second portion of the contest, which is a battle royale. Although it's not much of a battle royale, but it's still called a battle royale.
Obviously, if you're going to marry the prince, you must be strong.
Of course. So this announcer drives me insane because he mentions the girls' weights and then makes fun of Cornet for being a little chubby. Dude, you can go screw yourself. But, on the bright side, Prince Ferdinand is starting to recognize the fact that he's seen us before, but he doesn't quite remember where. Oh, that's a very strange turn order. Okay, that's fine though. Why do I always get strange turn orders in tactics games? That's fine. This fight is pretty easy. Why are we fighting? Because it's a battle royale. You have to defeat the other contestants. So we very easily defeat this young lady. But Cornet's kind of sad that Kururu wasn't there with her, and she has a little bit of a flashback here. Little Cornet is talking to Kururu basically that, you know, Kururu's telling her, oh, the horn will make, you know, make your wishes come true. And Cornet says, well, the only wish I have is to, you know, have a lot of friends. And I have you, Kururu, and we'll be together forever. So now we're gonna go check on Etoile and see how she's doing, because she's obviously not in a very good mood. And the two of them start to get into an argument. And for some very strange reason, because Cornet doesn't really have parents, her dad and her mother both passed away when she was young, Cornet's like, you should apologize to your dad and make up with him. And Etoile's like, no, you should apologize to Kururu and make up with her. And then they start arguing who should apologize first. And Etoile decides that the person who loses the next fight, the finale, should be the one to apologize first. And it turns out every other girl has dropped out of the contest because of the fighting competition part. So it's just gonna be a final showdown between Cornet and Etoile.
No, you apologize first. No, you!
No, you! And the prince is still trying to remember where he's seen Cornet before. Darn it, Ferdinand, get a better memory. So, this is an unwinnable fight because Etoile has brought rocket launchers to this fight. So this is just, how fast can we get Cornet killed? And Etoile's like, of course you're having a rough time. It's because Kururu is not with you. And Cornet realizes, oh, I've taken Kururu for granted. I should definitely apologize to her. Damn it, Wells!
Even though she was the one who put us in a dumb dress.
Yeah. So the two of them make up and are friends again. I love that really happy, smiling sprite of Cornet. I think it's the most adorable thing on the planet. And of course, Etoile is listening in. And we're just about to the last part of the contest, which is the singing competition. At which point I can take a break from mashing.
So I'm assuming Atuela's song goes a little like, oh, 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 oh.
If it did, I'd have to cry a lot. I actually like Atuela's song better than Cornet's, but I'll let you all be the judge. And again, I'm really sorry if it skips. I have no control over it. I'm really, really sorry. My other PlayStation broke like 2 weeks ago.
I remember this song, I've known it for so long, and it feels so good to hear. Sounds a little sad but sweet just the same. Lovely melody. Whenever I hear this song, I really don't know why. It makes me shed a little tear. But I'm sure my tears will soon disappear, because I know you're here. Whenever I am feeling sad and everything around looks bad, all I have to do is think of you. I know my dreams are waiting to come true. Let's go on with hope in our hearts. Love will surely show us how. Let's go on, our hearts filled with dreams. Let's go on and find them now. You're such a lucky girl, that's what they always say. Rich and beautiful and bright. They don't get to see what's hidden deep inside. So I feel all alone. They keep telling me my life is so grand. What will make them understand? No one knows how truly lonely I am. Why won't they understand? I may act as if I'm strong, but all I want is to belong. Love and understanding from mom and dad is all I need to keep from being sad.
Well, it's okay.
If only I could just let go. Help me let my feelings show.
Can we stop burning down the chat? It's being played on a PS1. I don't have a working American PS2 right now. So, the Queen decides that both songs were so beautiful that both of them are the winners. Anticlimactic much? No, this PlayStation, the one that is being used right now, was dropped on the floor by cats who tripped over wires while chasing each other while I was streaming one day. But some of them definitely skipped more than others. So apparently, now that we've won the contest, we have to attend a royal ball in the same outfit we wore in the first round, which means we have to doff our Elkun costume one more time. That I do not know. Chippy Zero, who runs this and has world record, probably could answer that better than I could. But I don't know a lot of things about speed and things like that. That's a little above my knowledge, unfortunately. Hey, it was cats, okay? I was playing Grandia, and the cats just decided to race through the freaking living room.
They mistook Grandia for like a racing game?
Maybe. So we get here, the Etule and Kururu help us back into our Elkun costume so that Etule can laugh at us. And the minister is here again. The minister knows Etule because, of course, high social standing and, you know, he knows all those kind of people. But he is very confused as to why Cornette is there in that costume. And because she's in the costume, he doesn't recognize her. But Cornette being Cornette lips off to the minister anyway, and he gets very, very angry with her. But luckily, the queen comes down just in time and tells him that she is one of the contest winners. Don't you think she's absolutely adorable? I think she's adorable. And of course, Minister's like, how dare she speak to me in that tone of voice? Grr. And now that all of the cutscene has been had, it's time to go party. And because we won the contest, we get to share a dance with Prince Ferdinand. And Etule very graciously allows us to go first, mostly because she wants to laugh at us. But Kururu's like, you're actually a nice person, aren't you, Etule? And she just laughs. No, I just want to make fun of her. And apparently it's a little too hard to dance in the giant costume.
Go figure.
I know, right? And now Galonzo recognizes her, but so does Ferdinand. And as embarrassed as she is, Ferdinand's like, oh, hey, didn't I just tell you to call me Ferdinand when we met? And now Cornette's very happy that he recognizes her. So here is the most Disney-esque music of the game. This is not usually shown in any percent, so I hope you enjoy what you donated for.
I love it that Kururu just comes and like pulls the...
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I can no longer hold it back. My heart is filled with love. The feeling of love for you.
I can feel your precious heart holding your hand in mine. I feel the special love we have.
Is it just a fantasy?
It's not a fantasy.
Are we dancing in a dream?
It's not a dream.
I never ever want to wake up from the sweet, sweet dream.
It's our world, our love is everywhere. To the sky, our hearts will soar above.
Our hearts will soar above. It's our world, our love is everywhere.
Our love is everywhere.
We can fly
Together on the wings of love. It's a wonderful feeling, being in love with you.
Please never go.
I'll always stay. I never want to stop dancing with you. This is our world, and I never
Hi, chat. Is this song too corny for you?
let you
If the English songs are too corny for you, please donate to change the language to Japanese. Currently, the current total is $8 towards English and $0 towards Japanese. So if that song was just like, oh, too much corn, too much cheese for you, please donate to have that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome in English, though. I'm not gonna lie. I really like them in English. So, all the puppets that you take onto your party have their own wishes, and they disappear once you grant their wishes, but they leave their puppets behind in your party. So Elkun's wish was so that he could perform one last time, and you gave him that opportunity. So he moves on, but he leaves his puppet behind so that you have something to fight with. Oh, should I use Sync instead of holding? It's fine. It's fine.
Additionally, you can donate to have us sing that song.
Yeah, that would be an interesting one, wouldn't it?
There is a sing-along finale at the end of the game. We will be singing one of the songs from the game. Currently, we're at $55 at $300, so just $245 remaining to make us sing a whole new world. Nintendo Nipponichi software style. Nintendo, that was wrong. It's Nippon.
So the minister attacks us because he recognizes us as the Bathroom Assassins. And the prince is like, I will not stand for this. How dare you attack her? And now we're just gonna get a whole bunch of awkward scenes between Ferdinand and Cornet as Kururu ducks out to secretly just watch them anyway.
Oh yes, if you haven't looked at our incentives document, please just look at it. It's hilarious. Thank you, my Mike, who was a little bored during his free time in his restream shift.
So, we just flashed to another scene there with Miss Meow and some other people on a big dragon. Hold that thought. As our heroine and her prince very awkwardly continue to stare at each other and fail to make conversation with each other. And basically here the others are telling Miss Meow to hurry her darn dragon up. Because the wind is ruining the girl in the middles with the wings hair. And more awkwardness. Vibrating dragons. And a crash at the castle. So the prince goes to investigate. Cornet is still talking to herself and realizes that Etoile and Kururu have been listening the whole time. So it's time to go check out what happened. And there's more cats.
Meow.
There they are, meow. So the prince is like, here, I'll give you this holy charm. Cornet, protect yourself. And Etoile is, of course, she's like, oh, why don't you just ask us to throw ourselves in front of Cornet, for God's sake?
I love it. The prince is like, it's dangerous here. There are cats.
And then he runs away. Alright, we did not fail to use holy this time. So, I'm going to equip that item on Shartae. So that Holy Charm basically reduces our magic cost by a whole bunch. I'm also going to safely save just in case, because PS1 games can... Wait, what? Why? Memory card? What? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. Please work.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it's working. We're good. We're fine. Because PS1 games can absolutely soft lock, and I prefer not to have to go back and do an hour's worth of stuff if that happens. And the cat says hi. So, the woman in the middle with the jiggle physics is Marjorie, and she is a very ancient witch, a very powerful ancient witch. And Miss Meow, the cat girl, Gao, the dog girl, and Crotia, the bird girl, are her lackeys, for lack of a better term. But yeah, Marjorie's got a lot of jiggle physics. Only in the front, though, not in the back. So, Ferdinand comes forward to say that, hey, I was the one that attacked your lackey. Don't punish anybody else. And Marjorie instantly falls in love with him. So she's like, I'll take you for myself. And then she uses the wrong magic because she's old and turns the prince to stone.
No, our boyfriend!
And of course her lackeys make fun of her for doing so. As does everybody else.
And a 1 and a 2. Old man, old man. Okay, everybody, all together. Old man.
So, now... now they're gonna attack. This is another unwinnable fight. So, we basically just kind of have to kill Cornet off. Good job, Etoile. You're my hero. So we have fallen. And Marjorie and her goons take the prince so that they can figure out a way to restore him back to his normal form.
If I have a moment for a donation.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna read this comment first. Valkyries We Love donated and said, spoilers, we love them all. Thank you to all of the Valkyries for this fantastic event. And as a result, you're singing the finale. They donated $250 and say that the remaining money goes to RPGchick's song of choice because RPGchick is wonderful. Valks, think hard about it. So, RPGchick, you have $55 to put towards any of the songs you want.
Please put it all to the Evil Queen.
Okay, so that has met our single. Evil Queen is currently at $55. And we are only $490 away from meeting our Valks Q&A corner. So if you want to ask us all of your silly questions, all of your serious questions, what cat breed do we like the best, or do we like ice cream, or do we even? All of your questions, what is your shoe size, and more. You can ask all of those in our Valkyrie's Q&A corner, which we will be... Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't update the total. It is $240 away. So we will answer all those questions and more if we meet $6,000 for the... Additionally, if we meet $7,000, we're going to revive Tina's Fun Corner, and boy, is it fun! So thank you so much, everyone, for donating so far, and thank you for your continued support.
So, so Cornette decides, back to some story stuff, Cornette decides that she's gonna go save her prince, and, and her grandfather tells us that we might be able to ask this nice old wise dude who lives near this city called Blue Cat. But in order to get to Blue Cat, we need a ship. So we just went and spoke to the ship's captain, who's very upset because his daughter has not been eating after her boyfriend called her fat. And he's like, well, could you, maybe go find something that she can eat, so that she's happy again. And the soldier outside the house decides to tell us, oh yeah, hey, she really likes toads from the river here in the Wonderwoods forest. That's redundant. Wow, I was very redundant there. So, getting toads in a battle is 100% RNG. It could take 2 fights. It could take 15 fights.
Yeah, what is your favorite Final Fantasy? A question we will answer. With an answer at $6,000. Exactly.
So if you ever really wanted to know the answer to that question, that's what you have to get to, folks. That was not too bad. Two fights to get to the toads, although there was quite a bit of time in between. It's still alright. So now that we have the toads, we can take them back and have something for our young lady to eat. But there's more cats!
Well, Prof. Ness, you will find that out if we hit $6,000.
Actually, you need to do this.
And none of us will ever be allowed to legally answer questions if we don't hit $6,000.
Agreed.
We will hire Hobo Phoenix.
Yeah, that's a good spot.
We're gonna scratch your eyes out, meow!
Apparently so. There we go. Alright, cats are down. Let's go bring these toads to that poor girl who has had her heart broken. I really don't know why she wants to eat them, but all the more power to her.
When I'm sad, that's what I like to do. I like to eat frogs.
Oh, okay.
Oh, delicious frogs.
Okay, as long as it's something everybody likes to do. So we're like, hey, look, we found the toads. And the captain's like, aha, why don't you cook it for her, too? Fetch quests. And this guy's like, hey, she really likes food from this restaurant. And we have to go back to the Wonderwoods and go get her favorite food cooked for her. Because fetch quests. Although this is pretty much the last of the really weird fetch quests for a while. So we're actually going to go back to the restaurant where we found Elkun, because that is her favorite restaurant, apparently. We don't have to go through the fights in the rooms unless it's just a random encounter, but we do have to fight those cats again. There are a lot of fighting cats in this game. Because apparently, their boss has switched from cooking random barbecue to just cooking toad barbecue. So we'll be able to get some from him.
I get the feeling that we're going to come back later. He's actually going to cook whatever random food we need to barbecue at that time.
That would be really nice, actually. It's bad to remember. I love the picture of Miss Meow sitting on the side. So now, we can totally go get that toad barbecue. And we didn't even eat the toads because it's literally already cooking up. So we basically wasted our time going out of our way to get the toads in the first place. But, you know, we didn't know that, so it's fine. It's fine. This is fine. That's not nice, game. Please don't do that. I'm gonna take this fight. Just to get a few more levels here. And especially because these skeletons are weak to the holy spell. Alright, so now that we have the toad barbecue in hand, it's time to finally get that captain to agree to take us to Blue Cat. See, it's even the name of a city. There's cats everywhere in this game, and it's probably one of the reasons I like it so much. On our way in, though, we confront the soldier outside, saying, "You should have never called your girlfriend fat." And he's like, "I didn't call her fat, I called her full-figured." And I just sigh, because, like, that's not better, dude. But the two of them make up, and the captain agrees to take us to Blue Cat. Hooray! Hooray! I don't like to bully the cats. I don't have a choice in this game. And meanwhile, at Marjorie's castle, so Marjorie sent Crotia out to find a way to cure Prince Ferdinand. And what she ends up coming back with is that the only way to break the curse on him is for a maiden who truly loves him to kiss him. So Marjorie's like, "Hey, I love this guy. I'm totally a maiden. I can kiss him and make him turn back to normal. It'll be romantic, as a matter of fact." No, not quite yet, Queen Bree. Not quite yet. So, of course, Marjorie is not a maiden in any sense of the word, and it does not work. So she gets angry and she thinks Crody has gotten the wrong information and sends them back out to find something that will actually work. I want to go to Blue Cat. Thank you. Alright, so we're gonna immediately leave this town, and we're gonna go get a jewel called the Blue Cat's Eye. So, the main part of this game is navigating the dungeons, so I do have notes up, so if I'm quiet sometimes in the dungeons, it's just because I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go. So, my apologies.
So while RPGchick gets through this dungeon, I'd like to read off the names of the songs that the RPG Valkyries might have to sing if you donate. Currently in the lead is Evil Queen with $55. Let's Go On, Our World, Amphibian Paradise, True Courage, Thank You, Mountain Men's Song, and Some. So if you know this game and say, hey, I want you all to sing a different song, or say, hey, Amphibian Paradise sounds funny, I'm gonna make them sing that one. Start getting your donation. With a combined effort, you can not only meet the Q&A session, but make us sing something really silly if you like.
Absolutely. And so we come across Terra. Terra is Shartae's sister, essentially, that she was looking for at the beginning of the game, even though we skip all that text. And if you go through this casually and you talk to the townspeople, it turns out that Shartae, the puppet, was very callously thrown out, and because of that fact, she thinks that nobody can love her. And so she ends up kind of joining with these monsters here to attack people and get revenge for being tossed out in the trash. So we're trying to bring her to her senses at least a little bit. Cats, I don't know what you're doing, but please calm down. So Shartae convinces her sister that it's okay, because you know what? Cornet will love you and you can join us. Alrighty, so now we can pick up our cat's eye, and we're gonna go to a place called the Tower of Wisdom. So this is the place that our grandfather told us to go to, and this is where we can find the guy that can help us figure out how to rescue our prince. But technically, you can't get in here without the cat's eye jewel. So normally you would come here, you would see this cutscene that's gonna happen where Etoile calls us stupid, basically, and says, "Ha, you didn't even know that you needed a cat's eye jewel to get in here." And then you would go get it anyway. So we just cut out the middleman, but you still have to watch the cutscene anyhow. And then she leaves because she's Etoile. There's even like a little picture of a cat right there by the door. Alright, so time to navigate the tower. The tower is lengthy, so bear with me. All of the towers in this game are very long dungeons, and if you don't know where you're going, holy shnikes, are they complex. Oh, encounter rate, please. Please be kind. Okay. If you want to say anything, Kay, I'm just trying to navigate. I know you just said stuff, but still. Okay, I thought you went to take a break.
Oh no, I was.
Okay.
But yeah. So hi, we are the RPG Valkyries, and we were watching the last game of our RPGs We Love marathon. This marathon has been going all week to help raise money for us to get to RPG Limit Break. The things that the money are going to cover are hotel, airfare, incidentals, and any extra money we end up with is going to be directly donated to NAMI, charity of a choice of RPG Limit Break. Two of our Valkyries, Silverfire and Sparkover, are actually going to be running Dragon Warrior Randomizer at RPG Limit Break, so thank you so much for helping us get them to RPG Limit Break. Just a reminder that all bits and subscriptions are going to be donated to Take This, a charity focused on alleviating stigma and raising awareness of mental illness in the gaming community. But rest assured that it is going to a really wonderful source. Also, if you subscribe, you get all of these really adorable emotes that Scala Kitty made for us. So, yeah, thank you to everyone who is subscribing.
Yes, yes, many, many thanks for that. So, we finally get to the top of the tower, and this old guy tells us, well, in order to save your prince, you need to find the 5 elemental stones. So there is a fire stone, a thunder stone, a water stone, an earth stone, and a wind stone. And apparently this guy knows our grandfather, and the two of them used to be really good friends. And Kururu's like, oh, gee, how do you know our grandfather? And he tells him about how they used to work together. And then Kururu's like, oh man, I'm really sorry I asked, because he keeps droning on, and they just leave him there to tell his story to nobody. Isn't Kururu just so kind? But, cats were listening! And now they know about the stones, too. Rip cat number 3. So now, here is the best song of the game. I love this song. Also, keep your eye on that cat, second from the right in the top row.
I am mightier than the god. The devil is my slave. More beautiful than the goddess. I put her face to shame. Oh, look at me, what do you see? There's no one greater than me. I am the queen, the best you've seen, so worship me.
Your Highness, martially we worship you as #1.
Oh yes, I am evil personified, so get down on your knees. And if you're ever graced by my beauty, you'll thank your lucky stars. Aren't I great? I'm amazing myself all the time. There is one thing that I still have to get. I won't rest till he's mine, Prince Ferdinando.
Don't you know you're old enough to be his mother?
Hey, you shut up! My heart is burning, overheating with a raging fire. The prince I do admire, he fills me with desire. Dear Ferdinando, I am here to save you from this curse. Let his love quench my thirst. My precious, wait a little longer, I will end your strife. I'll bring you back to life, I'll be your wicked wife. Dear Ferdinando, I am here to save you from this curse. Let your love quench my thirst.
Quench your thirst.
If you dare to get in my way,
We'll make you hate.
you won't live another day.
Queenie, just show your beauty. You're the fattest queen under the sun. Keep on shining, we'll keep on whining. She's our queen, she's the baddest to be seen. Marjorie, you're the evil beauty. We bow down to you eternally.
But, yeah, Derpy Cat is, best cat. Just saying. So, we're gonna go off. We're gonna start collecting our stones, and we're gonna start in Red Hot. Red Hot has a dragon problem.
Just to remind all of you, if you liked that song, it's currently at $55 in the voting for which song do we sing. But if you like another song that you hear later or heard earlier, you can donate for that, and we'll have to sing that instead. So thank you everyone for your donations.
I don't like that Shartae keeps out-turning Cornet. It's kind of aggravating me. What the heck? Alright, so we saved this dude. We're gonna go to Red Hot for all of like 5 seconds. And then we're gonna head to the volcano. So apparently these dragons live in the volcano. Oh, that was really far down. Good job, me. Silly me. And this is where we're gonna find the Firestone. But of course, Crotia is here after the stone as well. So we're gonna have to not only get the Firestone and get past dragons, but we're gonna have to get past her eventually as well. So this dungeon is a little bit easier to navigate. It's a little bit shorter, which is nice. Dinosaur, I don't know what you're doing, out-turning me, but it's not cool. And then from here, everything is just head north at any forks in the road. And which is good, because we actually have to come back here a second time. And this encounter rate is not very nice to me today. Dinosaur, stop out-turning everybody. You're not funny.
I am Dino, I am past!
Apparently so. What the heck, Dinosaur? Maybe fast, but it's not very strong. Alright, so I did want Shartae to get another level and kind of recharge a little bit there. That's excellent. Excellent! Because now that we're coming out of the volcano, or at least the first part of it, we find that Crotia is fighting a dragon. Trying to get the Firestone before we do, but the dragon is protecting it. Also, yeah.
She is crispy.
Yes, and dragon screams are a thing in this game. Nope, not horn. Please. Cake. Cake attack!
I like cake.
Uh-oh, my OBS is working on me. Please don't work, OBS. Looks like it's okay now. Please don't bork on me, OBS. I need you to work for just another few hours. No. Yeah, I'm sorry, my OBS is doing a thing where it randomly spikes and then goes to nothing. Sometimes it does that. If I have to refresh the stream, I will, but it seems to be evening out. So anyway, Crotia calls us murderers, even though she was the one fighting the dragon first, telling us that we've killed the guardians of the volcano. Real nice, Crotia. Thank you. No, not the suspension bridge. Please, inputs, please. So now we're gonna go back to Red Hot just for a few moments to find out that the last dragon is attacking Red Hot. And there it is. You don't see it, but that's how you find out. And then you have to go back to the volcano one more time. OBS is a lazy worker. I agree. Because I know it's not, my internet, because everything else is steady. Because of plot, basically. That's the only reason we left, because of plot. Apparently this game doesn't want you to just be able to come in here once and then leave. It wants you to do other things as well. OBS, why? I'm gonna put this on.